The Oscars are live this Sunday at the Dolby Theater, and crews are already prepping for the big show.
And the man behind the Joker talked with Annenberg Media about his inspiration for his Oscar-nominated film. I'm Brogan Kroener.
And I'm Chace Beech. See It Live starts right now.
The 92nd Annual Academy Awards is taking place this Sunday at the Dolby Theater on Hollywood Boulevard.
Our reporter Keith Leach is live in front of the Dolby Theater to show us what's happening right now.
Thanks so much, Brogan and Chace. And while it might not look like it right now, I'm standing in the middle of the Dolby Theater where the Oscars will be taking place on Sunday night, watching them get ready for the big day. Behind me, we have some construction rolling out the last of that red carpet. And to the left of me, we have some larger-than-life Oscar trophies. And in front of me, we have years marking every single Best Picture nominee since the Oscars were conceived. Speaking of Best Picture, let's get to the nominees. The first nominee for Best Picture is Ford versus Ferrari. Then there's The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. For actor in a leading role, we have Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. For actress in the leading role, we have Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, Renee Zellweger for Judy. And while I've been standing here, there have been some people who have been videoing me, passing by, as if I'm going to get a statue on Sunday night. While I'm not, I think I'm going to see if I can steal one of these larger-than-life guys I got to my left. Back to you, Chace.
Thanks, Keith. The Oscar setup is well underway at the Dolby Theater, and the stretch of Hollywood Boulevard in front of the theater has been closed since last Sunday. Some businesses at the famous intersection of Hollywood and Highland are struggling because of the Oscar preparation and closures that are impeding foot traffic.
Obviously, as you can tell behind me, there's no customers. They cut off the street that goes straight across between me and the Dolby Theater, so that's also an issue for customers as well as tourists. I love the Oscars in general. I do watch them every year, but I think the whole maximum security, metal detectors, the security in the back to even enter to open for the business every morning is just a pain, complete pain.
So it's, quite upsetting. I'm very passionate about my sales, so it's very unfortunate that we have to close due to this. So I just think it's a bit much. Mm-hmm. I understand security, but it's not. I mean, they're actors, they're people, I don't understand why they have to block off so much and have it affect, all the tourists, all the businesses. Like, I really think they should, reevaluate all of that.
But the president of the Hollywood Museum says it's all part of having a business in the heart of Tinseltown.
For us here at the Hollywood Museum, it's all welcomed. We are excited because, my goodness, right outside our front doors where the limousines come with all the celebrities, the nominees for the Academy Awards, they drive right in front of our museum and they jockey to be let off within 100 feet of here to go walk the red carpet. So we're right in the middle of it.
Just down the street from the Dolby Theater is Kirk Douglas's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The actor died yesterday at the age of 103. Fans have been gathering to honor the star, who was perhaps best known for his role in the 1960s film Spartacus and for breaking Hollywood's infamous blacklist.
103 years old, some career, but it goes back a long time. A lot of black and white films, of course, and he still kept going, even with a stroke.
He struck me as being very representative of the old school Hollywood. He was a real star. I remember him in Spartacus when it first came out.
It's been heartbreaking to know that such a legend, Mr. Douglas, has left us.
Douglas was a 3-time Oscar nominee and was awarded an honorary Oscar in the 1996 Oscars for his dedication to the movie industry.
Joker is the first R-rated film to break $1 billion in the box office worldwide. It's also the only movie this year to receive 11 Academy Award nominations. Today I talked with the mastermind behind it all, the director, producer, and writer of Joker, Todd Phillips.
You know, it's not so much the box office that feels vindicating, but it's really the people's responses and how they reacted to some of the themes that are present in Joker. So we were really proud of that. So many people were coming up with theories about the movie before the movie was released, as you said, and it was really frustrating for us because ultimately you just wanted the movie to speak for itself, and we were hoping that it would make it to theaters, and ultimately obviously it did, and that was I guess that was the most annoying part. Working that intently and intensely with one actor, particularly what I think is the greatest actor of my generation, Joaquin, was something new. So that was the thing I was most nervous about, but it was also the most rewarding part of making film.
Phillips says his transition in filmmaking from comedy to darker material has a lot to do with the current political climate.
When Barack Obama was president, I wrote and directed 3 Hangover movies, and then everything changed one night in November of 2016, and things sort of stopped being funny to me. So it felt like a time to do something that's a little bit more of a reflection of what's going on in the world. Writing is something people don't talk about as enough. It's the sort of least sexy part of making a movie, but it's the key to the whole thing. And so if I was in film school now, I would just concentrate on the writing and the writing and the writing.
Phillips is nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Picture, and Best Director. Now, Chace, I'm really happy that this movie is getting the recognition it deserves. It deals with a really important topic right now, which is mental health.
Yeah, and it's always been an important topic, and I just hope to see more and more of it in films and in Hollywood.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The Oscars face similar criticism to years past over a lack of diversity in the nominees, but director Bong Joon-ho's Parasite does stand out from the rest.
Yeah, the Korean film is nominated for the ceremony's top awards.
The thriller comedy is about the Kim family, who manipulate their way into the lives of the wealthy Park family. Parasite could become the first foreign language film to win Best Picture, and it has resonated with quite a few USC students.
It's something you've never seen before. It's so original, and I think out of all the films that I watched, there's something missing there, and Parasite is something. It's a film that I don't think there's anything missing.
I thought it was really well written and really well made, especially for a foreign film, to come here and just be so acclaimed here in the U.S.
I saw Parasite a couple of weeks ago as well. I loved that. It's not surprising that it's in with all those other movies. I think it's really incredible storytelling and genreless. Like, it's so many different genres all in one.
5 years after the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite, Hollywood may be more diverse, but the Oscar nominees are still lacking women and people of color. This year's Oscar nominees for Best Director are all men. USC professor Mary Murphy explains what it will take to bring more diversity to film.
Who will make the change? It has to be the heads of the studios, the producers. It doesn't have anything to do with the actors. It has to do with the producers, who they hire, and the studio above them saying, this is what you must do. There are movements within Hollywood. Ryan Murphy has a whole director's workshop campaign going where he's training young women directors. So you see some movement in this area, but the shutout, one more time, all male directors, familiar directors, is not a good sign. This is a sign that Hollywood moved forward and now it's stepped back again.
The Annenberg Inclusion Initiative released a new report that more than 40% of the top earning movies from 2019 featured a female lead. This number has nearly doubled since 2014. 31% of the top films from the following year featured a lead or co-lead from an underrepresented minority group. The continued climb in both trends signifies progress in the fight for inclusion among women and minorities.
We always wait to see what celebrities wear on the red carpet, but what about what they wear on the big screen? The new exhibit features over 100 costumes worn in some of the biggest movies of the year. The Fashion Institute Museum Art of Motion Picture Costume Design exhibit pays homage to the creativity of costume designers. According to a museum spokesperson, all of the designs are authentic.
Everything in the gallery is the actual costumes from the movies. These are not, reproductions or student work, but the actual ones that were worn by the various movie stars. And they're all from 2019 films, except for one.
Visitors can see many of the costumes from the films nominated for Best Picture. That includes outfits worn in Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Irishman. Museum goers say they like seeing the clothes in person.
Try to come every year. Just love the arts. And to be able to see the actual costumes that they wear on set is pretty cool.
I actually work in the film industry, doing costumes, and I worked on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I just wanted to come and check out the new exhibit.
At our Oscars breakdown tonight, here are all the fun facts and important numbers that you need to know before Sunday's big show. 92. This year is the 92nd Annual Academy Awards. 3. This is the third time in Oscars history that the show will go without a host. 44. The ceremony will cost a reported $44 million. 10. The average A-list actress will wear a $10 million ensemble. 12. Scarlett Johansson will become the 12th person in history to be nominated for 2 acting categories at the same award show. She's nominated for Best Lead Actress in Marriage Story and Best Supporting Actress in Jojo Rabbit. It's also her first time ever being nominated. 33. Cynthia Erivo could become the youngest EGOT winner ever at 33 years old if she nags the Best Lead Actress Oscar for Harriet. She already won a Daytime Emmy, Grammy, and Tony. 31% of Oscar nominees this year are women, which is the highest percentage in the award show's history. 9. With his 9th Oscar nomination this year, Martin Scorsese becomes the most nominated living director. 11. Joker is the most nominated film this year with 11 nods. 1. Parasite is the one and only Korean film to ever be nominated for Best Picture. 2.6. A 30-second commercial played during the show cost $2.6 million or more. And finally, 130. Los Angeles gets an economic boost every year of about $130 million thanks to the Oscars. Thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Brogan Kroener.
And I'm Chace Beech. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Have a great night.